Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Monday, December 17th at about 7 p.m. If it is at all possible in this era where both Republicans and Democrats suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, I'd suggest everyone put aside their feelings about President Trump and try to dispassionately understand two stunning reports on Russian meddling in the 2016 election released today by the Senate Intelligence Committee. Simply put, the reports found that the Russian disinformation campaign, quote, clearly sought to benefit the Republican Party and specifically Donald Trump. The Russian meddling had a scale and sweep that was far bigger than once thought and nothing short of breathtaking. It involved more than 10 million tweets. Yeah, you heard that right, 10 million tweets, 116,000 Instagram posts, 61,000 Facebook posts, and 1,000 YouTube videos. The Russians used all social media, including Google+, Tumblr, and Pinterest. Social media companies reportedly handed over the bare minimum of posts asked for through mid-2017, so those numbers may understate the Russian campaign, which is ongoing. Some posts targeted conservatives, encouraging them to vote for Trump, while others were aimed at African Americans and other groups less likely to vote for him, seeking to confuse them and discourage them from voting. The Russians also attempted to blackmail and manipulate Americans. As one analyst said today, the Russians weren't trying to change an election, they were trying to change America. We don't know how effective the operation was, and we don't know about whether there was any collusion with the Trump campaign. I would ask Trump supporters to imagine how they would have reacted to Russians meddling in America if the efforts had favored Hillary Clinton and she had been elected. Even if you can't do that, and even if you don't believe all these Russian efforts had any effect on the election, try to look at the basic fact that Russia launched a massive cyber campaign against the United States. How would any traditional Republican government have responded to an antagonistic Russian effort of that magnitude? How is this any different than all the other almost century-long efforts by the Kremlin to sow discord in the U.S. and divide the West? Cyber warfare is still warfare. For years, we've discussed whether a new Cold War has started. Is there any doubt now? I urge you to read about these efforts in more detail. We have posted various articles at newsandnews.com. Meanwhile, the federal government could shut down on Friday if a funding deal isn't reached. Trump is slamming Democrats for refusing to fund a border wall and says he will allow a partial shutdown if Congress doesn't provide $5 billion for it. A Christmas shutdown would not be very popular. Former FBI Director Jim Comey testified on Capitol Hill again today. As he left, he challenged Republicans to stand up for American values, to defend the rule of law and the FBI. In a powerful statement, Comey, referring to Trump's comments about his former lawyer Michael Cohen, said, quote, "This is the President of the United States calling a witness who is cooperating with his own Justice Department a rat. Say that again to yourself at home and remind yourself where we have ended up. This is not about Republicans and Democrats. This is about what it is to be an American." End quote. The North Koreans condemned the United States over the latest sanctions, threatening with characteristic hyperbole that they could, quote, block the path to denuclearization on the Korean peninsula forever. Progress in negotiations has seemingly stalled. People who thought this would move forward quickly and successfully should change their name to Pollyanna. Another very bad day on Wall Street, with all major U.S. stock indexes plunging by more than 2% to new lows for the year, amid growing concerns that the Federal Reserve's plan to raise interest rates could be too much for the economy and the stock market. How's this for depressing perspective? The stock market is on pace for its worst December performance since the Great Depression in 1931. The Russell 2000 index of small cap stocks has already entered a bear market, down 20% from its all-time high in August. The Federal Reserve is widely expected to keep raising interest rates on Wednesday. Trump again broke with tradition and took another shot at the Fed today, tweeting, quote, "It is incredible that with a very strong dollar and virtually no inflation, the outside world blowing up around us, Paris is burning and China way down, the Fed is even considering yet another interest rate hike." We have all the stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. Please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.